What's going on, chat? Just give us a minute here and we'll be ready to go. What's going on, George Morgan, T-Bone, Mr. Jarmarquil, Risen Bones? How are we doing, guys? Are we ready for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to be introduced into Raid Shadow Legends? We should be on Twitch. Let me just take a quick peek here. Yeah. What's going on here?
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Knights of Teleria podcast. I am Blazin. I am your host for today's podcast. I'm your host for every podcast. We got a lot of things to talk about today. We got to talk about the new Raid Shadow Legends collab, which is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We got to talk about the new gear set and the event dungeon. We had a little bit of drama happen this week, and yeah, I am so excited that we get to have another Raid Shadow Legends collab, and it brings me back to my childhood. Before we get too far into today's podcast, let's go ahead and introduce all of my co-hosts for today's podcast. We are missing a few of the nights. We got some not wife, family things going on. Sorry. Well, you got to spend time with the wife, right? You got to spend time with the wife. So that said, let's start off with the gentleman in the top green box, Mr. MXPJE. PJ, what's going on, bro? How are you?
Doing good. Is there some family aggro going on or something like that around here? Sorry, learning new things.
I think Zero is at it's at church. Wow. So maybe we got some church aggro right there.
I guess that's acceptable.
For anybody out there that played World of Warcraft, you know what that means.
We were talking about it, so they're teaching me, chat. We're learning out here. But I'm doing awesome. Happy to be here on the Nights of Teleria again with you guys. Lots of stuff to talk about. New collab, very exciting times. Free gear removal finally here, which I don't think any of us were think is actually gonna be true, and we're actually gonna finally get it. I know we've talked about it for a long time, and it's finally here, so that's amazing. And exciting to talk about all this with you guys. Hope you guys are doing well. Hoping you guys are doing as well.
Awesome. Hey, did you pull anything good this 2x? Did you pull an April O'Neil?
No, I didn't pull any sacreds. I did 4 remnants, a couple fusions I've been saving, and a Broadma and some mysteries.
Oh, damn.
Anything from the remnants?
No.
No more Galathirs, huh? Or
no Commoduses. Next time, surely.
Next up, all the way to California, Mr. Gestel Gaming. Gestel, what's going on, bro? How are you? How's that luck going for you on the primals?
0 luck, man. I've pulled 37 sacreds between April O'Neil and Fina, and I got 2 Legos, man. I've had some terrible rates. Yeah, and didn't get Fina or April O'Neil, unfortunately. So
damn.
But I'm excited. I like these turtles, man. I grew up with them. I'd say my brother was more of a bigger fan of them, but I played the video game till it broke. So the NES game, the original. So I'm excited. I like these turtles, man. So this is a cool collab. Excited to talk about it.
Awesome. And last but not least, the man that has been the hot topic this week, dropping video after video about everything going on with this event. It was I had to tune into this channel every week. Mr. Snackbox, what's going on, bro?
Oh, what's up, guys? Thanks for having me for a second time now. Happy to be here. These last few days have been pretty exciting, to be honest. Not gonna lie. And I'm a super Ninja Turtles fan for sure. I grew up with those little turtles, and happy to have them in the game. And I'm actually surprised how good they implemented them. At first, I was a little, skeptical on how it's gonna look like, but pretty amazing.
Awesome. All right, let's I want to ask a couple of questions first on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thing, right? And chat, I want your answers as well too. Which Ninja Turtle best describes you? Are you Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael? Which one is your personality best to? I'm going to start off with, let's go with PJ first.
All right, so I wasn't super big into the Ninja Turtles. I mean, I've seen them and I know who they are, obviously. So I'm going to ask it to you guys. Who do you guys think would be the one that fits me the best?
Ooh, okay. Interesting. Chat, what do you guys think? Where would PJ be the most? Is he Raph, Donatello, Michelangelo, Leonardo? I mean, he seems to be the voice of reason. So I don't know. I think Donatello, maybe Leo. Okay, we're getting some chat.
Leos.
A couple Leos, Raph, 100% Leo. Okay, so we're thinking Leonardo. Interesting. I'm definitely going in the wrong damn faction, aren't I? Shadowkin. Leonardo. Okay. So correct me if I'm wrong though. Isn't Leo the leader or depending on which version, the leader. Or no, the leader was Raph. My bad. The leader is is it Raph? Yeah. Okay. All right. So chat is saying that you're the leader. So starting next week, you're going to be hosting the Knights of Teleria podcast.
Whoa. I'll delegate. Leader delegates, and I'll delegate it to you.
Okay, Leo. All right.
Oh, you're
All right.
Splinter.
I'm Splinter. Fair enough. What do you think? Do you see yourself being Leonardo?
I don't know. I think chat might be giving me too much praise. A little bit of a leader. I'll have to do more research on all of their personalities.
Okay. Snackbox, what about you? Which turtle do you think you are?
I don't know. I'm probably a little bit of all of them, probably.
Okay.
I guess. But if I would have to decide, I would probably go with Raphael.
Okay.
Like, yeah, that's
you're
my choice.
You're a little bit of a hothead like me then. Okay. I see a couple of Raphaels in here.
I'm pretty good at controlling my hothead, I think.
Okay. Gestel, what about you?
I was gonna say my man Mikey, because wasn't he the one that liked all the pizza? And
yeah.
like anytime the wifey asks what I want to eat, my immediate response is pizza. So regardless of what's the situation, because I know she's gonna say no, but I'm just gonna throw it out there in hopes.
If she asks.
yeah, if you ask it, I want pizza.
Okay.
So
okay.
I'll say Michelangelo.
You'll say Michelangelo? All right. I will say the one thing I really hate about this event is that they didn't keep them all together. And I know the backstory. They all got ported different places, but Jesus freaking hell. Like, trying to remember which one is in which faction just completely sucks. You know, because I'm like, where's Mikey? What's Mikey? He's the Bandit Lord, right? Yeah, there he is.
He's the Bandit
Mikey.
Lords.
But yeah, man, I'm excited for this. I see a lot of people like definitely Leo, Mikey. Okay. Oh, by the way, chat, if you guys didn't know, that little rat back there is not Master Splinter. That's actually Mr. Nibbles, according to Plarium. Or at least that's what I've been told.
UDK's rat.
That's right. Because you know, we got an undead guy there. It's kind of cool. I like it.
The animation is so cool with the pizza.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys,
Oh shucks.
where do we stand on the fact that we don't have Master Splinter in here, but we got a basically C tier champion or a C tier list? Because like April O'Neil was like, okay, she was one of the originals, but really her over Master Splinter? Like, chat, what are we doing here? Are we seriously not getting our Master Splinter? And no, Nishak is not it. Nishak is not it at all. What are your thoughts on that, man? PJ?
Yeah, I know a lot of people were speculating on Master Splinter. I know he was one that a lot of people really wanted. It's not necessarily Polarium's fault. It could be on the end of the people that own TMNT that they didn't want to, for some reason, give the IP or the rights to Master Splinter for whatever reason. Not sure why. Maybe they'll have something in the future with him. I'm not sure. Maybe it's not done. I mean, this event's 3 months. If somehow they're holding off on some things down the line, would be really nice. Or a future collaboration. Maybe I know there's a bunch of other iconic characters in this game, like Bebop, I think is someone people, and then there's like another one that's like the two enemies, Rocksteady, yeah, and then
Rang.
I'm sure there's some other characters like Casey Jones. I know a lot of people are wanting him. So there's definitely other characters in this universe that they could take from. So maybe they'll have a future one. But yeah, I know a lot of people are really upset with no Master Splinter. But I don't want everyone to just be upset about Polarium because it could not necessarily be their fault. It could be on the other end.
Fair point. Also, big shout out to Mr. Zero Brew. He couldn't make it here today because he had to do some stuff to church. But we got his little avatar here, a sneak peek of what he's planning on doing on his next video. So make sure you guys go check that out. Okay, Snackbox.
Ken's
what
here
about you?
too.
Is he? Oh, look at Dude. Look at that. Ken's here too.
Doo-doo.
He's still feeling sick, but he's tuning in to come and watch us. Big shout out to both of those guys. Snackbox, what about you, man? What are your thoughts on No Splinter?
Huge disappointment, definitely. I was hoping they would implement him some way or another. But yeah, missed opportunity, and I don't know. I don't feel this champion right here. Like April, for me personally, looks like a Fortnite skin, like like for
Okay.
800 V-bucks or something.
Okay. Gelso, what about you?
Yeah, I feel like Splinter like almost would have fit better than Shredder, though you kind of have to have a bad guy, I guess, for the event dungeon. And I don't mind having Shredder. I think that's cool too. But yeah, April is kind of the I don't know, the one that doesn't make as much sense.
Right.
But I actually think it's kind of cool. I have to say, man, I think she looks like an insanely good champ. So, uh,
Go
so
ahead.
I like her. So I like her. But the yeah, the model is garbage. I like obviously the other five, you'd be like, you could name who it is. You know, maybe you mess up, you know, what color turtle it is from. You know, you might not know which one it is, but you know it's a turtle, right?
Right.
If you were to just show someone this and not show the name, they might not even know this is April O'Neil. Now, the avatar is actually really good, but this model just didn't translate. I feel like it looks pretty weird.
Yeah.
Like, but I think like the avatar kind of looks like her with maybe short hair. I don't know. This looks. They kind of rushed this one. This looks rough.
Okay. Yeah, man, I'm disappointed we don't got Splinter in here, but I do like PJ's idea. Like, hey, maybe there's another collab coming down the line, right?
They could do, yeah. There's certainly plenty of champs they could use. They could do that with.
Right.
That list. That'd be
chat,
awesome.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think there's so many ways that they can go down with another collab with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that there's just so many variants and champions that they could add in, right? Chat, where do you guys stand on the next collab? Who do you guys think it will be? Do you guys think it'll be Thundercats? Do you think it'll be like a Resident Evil type of thing? So there's a lot out there. And I mean,
Mortal Kombat.
Oh God. Oh, I wonder, we could do Sub-Zero, Scorpion. Oh, I think that would be great. But listen, Plarium, if you do put in Mortal Kombat, let's just off the rip acknowledge the fact that they're all going to be Shadowkin. So just put them in the right damn faction, right? Just put them in the Shadowkin faction. Don't give me a Liu Kang and Barbarians, okay? Let's be real. Jax is not going to be a High Elves, okay? As much as you want him to be. So, all right. So with the introduction of this, we've got 6 new champions. And then we do get a new gear set from the event dungeon. They strayed away from Pinpoint. Let's break that set down a little bit. Let's take a look and see how good is it? Is it worth farming? And you know, I have hard feelings about this, right? So we got Chronophage. It's a 9-piece set. We get what can I see? So it's a 9-piece set. We get a combined of 10 speed added on to us on a 9-piece set, 25 resistance added on, plus 80 resistance, plus 25 HP, and 3 stacks of Immutable stack. And Immutable is a new buff, right? And that does something a little bit different now. So basically, let's break down the event dungeon first, right? Let me look at the screenshot first so I can make sure that we have everything done. Have you been farming this event dungeon, PJ?
I have. I'm like you. I'm still on stage 1. I haven't touched it yet.
Okay. How many of you guys are farming for the Chronophage in this new event dungeon? Snackbox, are you farming this out?
Uh, Not at the moment, but I did get to stage 30. I actually also uploaded a video on a team that I made. It's like a 6-second team with Wukong, with the splash damage, pretty much the same with like the same concept people were using on the last event dungeon. But I don't plan on going crazy on this event dungeon because I
Okay.
just don't feel like the set is going to be that impactful for me as an endgame player.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go check that video out because I have not done mine yet. And we got some special things going on with Plarium that we'll have to showcase this dungeon. Gessel, what about you, man?
Yeah, I'm where you're at. Haven't even started it. I've been focused on the fusion or the fragment event, so just been putting all my energy in there so far. I'll open it up once I got the fusion locked, and then I'll start messing with this. I think we're gonna get into the set here, but I would say the lacklusterness of the set is
Yeah.
why I haven't really pushed it yet.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about the set. Sorry about that. I had to find where my file was. So we've got the chronophage set. Now, one piece gives us 10% HP, two piece gives us 40 resistance, three piece gives us 5 speed, four piece gives us 1 stack of immutable stacks. Wow. I hate that word. 5 gives us 15, 6 gives us 2 stacks of the immutable buff, 7 gives us 40 resistance, 8 gives us 5 speed, and then 9 gives us 3 stacks of the immutable stack. Looking at this compared to Pinpoint, I see this as just a, you know what, if I happen to go second and I'm getting locked out versus a, Crixia or some other lockout champion, a Yumiko, a Warlord, a Basher, that's pretty much where I see this set working, right? Because all it's going to do is reduce the amount of cooldowns that can be placed or abilities that can be placed on cooldown. So one stack gives me, 1. So then instead of being a 3-turn lockout, it's a 2-turn, and so on and so forth. So what are we thinking about this set? Is it even worth going for, or should they have just scrapped it and left Pinpoint in? PJ.
Scrapped it and left Pinpoint in. I mean, yeah, I don't think it's that good of a set. I think it's really weird. I think the biggest issue is that you can't run Stone Skin if you're running like a 6-piece, and a 4-piece is pretty much useless.
Yeah.
It's very niche. I can see it on like a Kaimar or like a Yumiko if they can cut in and like reset your team if you get locked out. But yeah, generally I don't think it's that useful. Maybe one of these 7 bosses coming out in the future, we're gonna need it. But I think if like depending on how the boss is, I'm not sure exactly how immutable works, but if like the boss, if it can't be resisted, then immutable I don't think doesn't matter. And then if it can be resisted, you'll probably just build res in the team. So like I feel like this is still gonna be kind of useless.
Right. So I guess this is the best way to think about this. This was supposed to counter like a Crixia type of situation because Crixia has that 20% automatic ignore resistance in her skill kit. So if you're building like 1,000 resistance, and you're trying to go that way, I guess this is what they want us to do to encourage that type of situation. But it only helps towards lockout. It's not like we get like a block debuffs at the same time with it, right?
Yeah, or like somehow to block the damage you're gonna take. Like, yeah, I don't know. I think it's a very niche set. I guess that's good, so we don't have to farm it that much. If it was Pinpoint and the event dungeon was easy, people would be doing a lot of resources. Now you can kind of just take a chill pill. I'll be farming it. Like, I'm sure there'll be event tournaments where we get points for farming the event dungeon. Like, I'll farm it for that. But yeah, I don't think I'll be going nearly as hard as I did for Pinpoint when the events were reasonable. The event dungeon was reasonable. Last time I
Right.
didn't really go that hard just because it was like kind of ridiculous.
Right. And I haven't gotten too far into the event dungeon. Like I mess around on one of my alts, just trying to figure out on the team because I know they're going to be throwing so many events at us for the turtles and stuff like that. because it is a limited time collab, unfortunately, man, I hate it, but I love it at the same time because I got to catch them all. And I hate it because I know I'm going to be spending too much, to be quite honest. Snackbox, what are your thoughts on this gear set, man?
I think PJ said it pretty well. Like, I don't think like, you know, it's too niche, right? We like you also said we only have Crixia, Fabian, maybe like 2 other champs that people use in the arena that can put skills on cooldown, and for that it's just not good enough. You know, Pinpoint just covers so many other debuffs that is just so much better. Now, I would say if I was, let's say, early or mid game, I would probably still get some pieces of this gear, right? Because, you know, 3 pieces of this set still give you a good amount of stats, right? Resistance pretty hard to get early on or mid game, and really helps for some progression in Doom Tower or whatever. But for end game players, this is not really that good.
Right.
And I think it should be buffed and maybe changed a little bit. Maybe that would make it, you know, just make it a little bit better. Maybe get 2 immutable stacks at 4 pieces. That way you can combine it with Stone Skin, and it would still be somewhat useful, because with 1 stack, it's just not good enough. Your skill's gonna still be on cooldown, and you will not be able to use them, right? So there's no point in using it.
Right. So I think you make a great point there that, you know, at a 4-piece, the 1 stack is definitely not helpful. I think it definitely should be increased. And I think maybe I would suggest to Plarium, like, do 2 stacks on a 4-piece, 3 stacks on a 6-piece, and then on like the 9-piece, since we have to go all in, I would give it like immunity. Because, you know, even if you get like a Calvalax will counter this gear set, right?
Yep.
Bombs will counter this gear set. If that's what you're looking to do, if you're looking for us to use it on our supports, I would strongly urge you to, you know, buff these 2 numbers up and then give this one, you know, either like 3 or 2, and then add some sort of, you know, extra little boost like the block debuffs. I think that would be a pretty solid idea. And I don't think at that point it would even break the game, to be quite honest.
Well, another thing is, sorry to if I cut you off, but you can just strip those stacks, right? You can just remove them and then put the skills on cooldown. So make the stacks protected or something. Like that would be already good enough.
Yeah, that's totally true. That's totally true. Gessel, what about you from an arena perspective, man? Like, are you foreseeing yourself using this as on any support?
Yeah, I was trying to come up with a good person you'd want to use it on, and I think, you know, they've already been said, right? The lockout guys, you'd want to maybe, if they're able to refresh your champs. I was thinking maybe, I don't know, Marichka in a 9-piece wouldn't be terrible to be able to get like a cleanse off and a shield or and a heal.
But you can still
revive.
polymorph, right? You
can, yeah, like I'm not saying it. I'm like really stretching here. Like I don't really see where, and I feel like it'd have to be a 9-piece. Like I don't know how you wouldn't throw a 9-piece at it, because you're not really able to make any other sets if you're just going with the 6-piece. So yeah, just like all the problems everyone's already said. That's just pretty much how I feel about it. You only get 10% speed on the 9-piece. You know, a 2-piece.
So much better.
Yeah. Like I'd rather run like Righteous, right? Like you're getting better speed and the same amount of resist in a 2-piece, and you know it's kind of the same thing. So, you know, a 2-piece to get HP and resist isn't horrible if you're building like a tanky resist guy. You can throw that in your accessories or something. Not the end of the world, or not terrible, and even the 3-piece wouldn't be terrible either. So I think if you could get some pieces, you could probably make it work end game. As Snackbox said, I think early game this set's going to be helpful. Regardless, the variable sets are very strong. Early game for sure. So I would definitely farm where you can. If you are early mid game on the event dungeon, I'm sure there's going to be some sort of tournaments that come out too. I'm probably just going to wait on those. Wait for the tournaments and events, whatever, to do any sort of farming on this, because unless they buff it, I don't really care about the set.
Right. And I think Alpha Bravo Gaming's got the right idea here. You could possibly, like, best case scenario is you put a champion like Taras in a 4-piece stone scan, 4-piece lethal with 1-piece HP, or 1-piece chronophage to gain that a little bit of extra HP, or a Death Knight, something like that, right? Maybe a support, but ideally, I think even at that case, I would probably say going, what is it? The one that blocks damage. I total mind right now. Actually, I just
Rebirth.
Not Rebirth. What is it called? Reaction.
Oh,
Right?
reaction.
And even that's kind of like maybe with Stone Skin. But yeah, I feel like this set definitely needs to be, at least for the 9-piece, be buffed. And look, Plarium, you already gave us the pinpoint that at 2 pieces gave us 10 speed. I think the minimum you should have done for this is follow that same path, right? Follow the 10 speed for the 2-piece set and then added everything else off. You can't give us another piece or another gear set that is less valuable than already half of these sets in the game. And on top of that, put it on a dungeon that is very challenging. And, the rest of the sets with it are pretty crappy, right? Because we're not going to farm crit damage or crit rate sets. So with that in mind, I like the keeping the 1 gear set as a oh shit type of situation. We may need it down the line. Maybe one of the new bosses automatically kind of does like what the spider does, and they take the first turn and they lock you out, right? So maybe you might need it for that. But I would say, having the 1 set, trying to build it definitely is not going to be a bad idea. But as for throwing 100k energy into this event dungeon, good luck. Good luck. You're not going to get that from me. Can
I add another thing?
Go ahead.
I just feel like also like the timing of this is really bad. Like, I mean, maybe I'm just speaking for myself, or like I feel like more the top end arena, but lockout really isn't that big of an issue, especially with mythicals. Right. Like, it's not like it was a couple years ago where like lockout was everything.
Right.
So I feel like it's kind of off the timing.
And I don't even see like Crixia, who is one of the better mythicals with the lockout and way, way better to use in general than any other of the legendary champions. I don't even use her on my account, and I don't see a lot of people using her against me, to be quite honest. So it's tough. It's tough because I would say ignore this dungeon 100%, but it's the oh shit, what happens down the line type of situation, right? So with that in mind, though, we did get something pretty big this week, right? And we'll jump back into the champions here in just a minute. But we got 100% free gear removal. We've been asking for this for years. They indicated back, I want to say in one of Ash's videos a while back, that they weren't going to do this. They didn't have any just plan on doing this at all. They gave us the 2 weeks back in January of the free gear removal, which was great. We loved it. I think for myself, it definitely increased the amount of time I was playing in Raid. Now, I don't want to be the Debbie Downer. I know that it's a great thing, right? It's a phenomenal thing. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I don't want them to change it back. But I do feel like with Plarium, they give, but they take back tenfold. And so with that in mind, let's talk a little bit about the free gear removal. Number one, are you excited? Are you happy that the free gear removal is here? Is it saving you silver, chat? Are you using it for other things in the game? Are you finding yourself leveling up more gear? Let's see. Snackbox. Free gear removal. What are your thoughts on it, man?
Yeah, so I think it's amazing, right? I've been enjoying it so much because I'm just, I just have to swap my gear all the time. Faction was hard, Hydra, Chimera, back to arena gear, this, that. So it definitely saves me so much silver. It's insane. And it also allows me to do those things when I want to and not when I have the free gear removal, the 1 hour, I have to squeeze in everything I can do in this 1 hour that I had of free gear removal. So now I have more freedom basically.
Mm-hmm.
So I really enjoy it. But I also watched your video with Zero about this, and it was pretty interesting. And like you said, Plarium gives you the candy with one hand, and then they stab you in the back with the other hand. So it was pretty much with everything they gave us, almost everything. For example, the oil mixer, right? Yeah, you can mix the oils, but it's gonna cost you 10 million silver or whatever. So there's always a cost to it. I just don't know if they're gonna do it with the free gear removal like that. So I don't know. But it feels good. I have to say it feels good.
Right. And, thank you for bringing up the video with Zero, because we did have, a lot of people were like, well, they didn't do anything. Doesn't mean they're going to do something. And, this was one of the comments here on the video. And I want to give a shout out to Jeremy What the Lay, that if the community's first reaction to a free gear removal is, what's the catch? That should tell you enough about how the company treats its customers, right? And it is true. It is true. Yep. It was like, I got the excitement on, free gear removal. Let's go. And then my next thing was, what are we going to lose? What are they going to take away? What are they going to do? Gessel, free gear removal, man. Where do you stand on that?
Seems to be great so far. I've been utilizing the heck out of it. But yeah, this statement, made me laugh. It's very true. Like, we're all like waiting for like the other shoe to drop almost. Like, okay, what's next? But this could be I feel like there's competition brewing.
Okay.
It's not just raid anymore. Now, I'm not saying anyone's really above raid, right? Like, obviously it would take years and years to, compile the amount of champs, community, blah, blah, blah. But there's competition, and not like as they used to just kind of fade away. A lot of these gacha games, some of them are starting to stick around, and I think they're starting to see a little bit of exodus. So I think they're just starting to be more friendly to the community. Little things here and there will go a long way, especially for the people that have been around here a long time.
Right.
And this is one of them. I'm the eternal optimist, man. Like, I feel like I hate to think bad things of anybody, so I feel like that they're listening, and but I think that maybe they're being nudged to listen, because I think there's more. I think there's obviously Godforge, a lot of hype around that, but even like a game that I've recently got into, Watch Your Realms. I know it's 2 years old, but it's 2 years old, and the community's still pretty robust, and a lot of people have played it and left. But I was surprised. I was really surprised how many people are actually still playing this game. A lot of old raid players have come back and started hanging out on my stream because they're still playing Watchers. And I can see why they're playing it over raid, because the quality of life in that game is infinitely better. Not a little bit better. infinitely better than anything in Raid. So I think they're being pushed a little bit. I think they're being pushed a little bit.
And I think you raise a valid point there on the competition, right? I will say the first beta on Godforge, I got on a little bit. It was good, but not good enough where it dragged my or had my attention, right? This next one, I can't tell you how many nights I got on Discord hanging with Copium, with Armenian, and even George Morgan, and we were literally actively playing it more than I was playing my raid account. And I'm like, I'm getting used to it. Like I was leaving it on overnight to just farm gear, farm champions, and I loved the concept of Godforge. Now, does that mean that Godforge is going to take raid over and it's going to kill it? I don't know. Listen, by far, raid, we all shit on it every time, right? When they do something wrong, we're all over it. We bash on it. We do this, we do that. And to your point, like you said, Gessel, we do have players returning back to the game, right? So there's something there, whether it's the monetization or not the monetization, but the value that we've put in for our accounts that we just don't want to let go and we still keep and we hold on to, whether it's the community, it still has something there. I know we probably just lost like half of the people here because we complimented Plarium, but we do have to give a, not kudos to Plarium, but to the game itself. And that's another topic to have because we have people that view Raid and Plarium in the same vision. And it's, I think, on a whole nother level, really not. But that said, PJ, what are your thoughts on the gear removal? Where do you see us losing something else anytime soon?
Not really. I'm loving it so far. I've been calling for this, I think, since the beginning of the year. I started mentioning this on the podcast, and it's finally come through. So I'm extremely happy. Did a couple Curse City, or I did a couple of factions stars a couple of days ago that I needed to clear with it. Curse City's a lot easier now, not having to worry about that like specific few days of free gear removal. Yeah, I watched your video with Blazin, or sorry, with Zero Brew.
You watched
it was a
video
good
with
video.
myself?
Yes, watched it with you and Zero Brew. It was a good video. I definitely kind of agreed with some of the comments, though. I thought it was a little bit maybe pessimistic. I guess I'm kind of with Gessel more optimistic, where I want to see, like, I'm kind of looking for the brighter things. Like, I don't think they're going to really do anything too drastic. Like, we just had the gear enhancement. That looks pretty standard. I think, like you said, one of the reasons why people are coming back right now is because they've actually started to listen to the community recently. I feel like the past few months has been really good. I think the fusions have been a lot easier. They're adding the super raids permanently for Minnow. That's been a big topic. They're finally adding the free gear removal. So I think a lot of people might be stepping back to raid and be like, oh, maybe they're starting to change a little bit with the new MTG, with the acquisition there. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's competition with Godforge. I mean, there's so many different variables that could be the reason why they're doing these things. We'll never know, and I would love to know, because it is kind of interesting. Where a few weeks ago or a couple months ago, in the Ash or the video with Ash, he was like, yeah, they seem very reluctant to do free gear removal, and then like a few weeks later, okay, here's free gear removal. So it's like, what changed from then to now? We'll never know, but yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it's great for the game. I think this is one of the best days ever for Raid.
I'm reading chat here, and where is it? Riprad says, so surprised they're not doing Master Splinter as a pass. I think that might be something they might do. I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? Master Splinter as a champion pass, PJ.
I mean, yeah, I would be interested. I bought He-Man, I bought Xena, I think.
He's like an easy legendary for $20. Let's go.
I mean, yeah, if you're a spender, I mean, it's an amazing deal. If you're free to play, a little bit different of a conversation, but yeah, like I like the ones they've done in the past. So I mean, I would be down.
Okay. Snackbox, what do you think? Would you be good for that?
EJ was like, "Shut up and take my money." Yeah, it would be cool. I mean, I'm like I said, I'm a huge Turtles fan, and I was super disappointed that I didn't see him in the game. So yeah, I would be happy about that.
Okay.
And yeah, I can see that totally happening, but I don't know.
Okay.
No leaks, so I don't know.
No leak. He's like, no leaks yet, guys. So just wait. Guess so. What about you? Would you go for Master Splinter?
Knowing Ripper had a long time now, for hanging out at the stream, he has some foresight, man. So I'd be pretty sick.
Okay.
That'd be a nice way to bring it in. Yeah, obviously it would suck for the free to players, obviously. And like, how would they do it though, right? Like He-Man had Skeletor. Like, would they bring
Right.
Splinter with Rocksteady and Bebop? Or would they
Maybe.
just bring Splinter?
I mean, maybe at the end of this or halfway through this, after we've collected all the champions, they're just like, hey guys, Master Splinter's coming in, last minute thing. Here you go.
Yeah,
Get
it
him
could be.
while he's still here.
Because Xena was by herself.
That is true. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I would love to see that, to be quite honest. And I think the champion passes were what, $40 or $30? I don't know. I think something like that.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that. I do want to ask you guys a little bit about if anybody has started a new raid account, you'll notice that you're getting a lot. They're doing a lot more promos, right? And one of the big things they're doing is for 10 sacreds, they're giving you the fusion. And I really want to talk about this because as endgame players, as players that have been devoted to this game, whether you've been playing for 6 months or a year or longer, we find fusions very challenging. Not just because of the resources we have to put in, but of the time that we have to spend keeping track of everything. And, I think if this is the model that they're going to go, they really need to address the way fusions are. And again, I want to bring it to this because this is the first time I've seen it. Usually it's like 15 shards. And I'm looking for the screenshot here while I'm going for it because I saw it on Reddit. But now it's at 10 sacred. So basically, they're valuing the fusion at about $250. And I don't know, like, we're probably using at least 10 sacreds, if not more, just as a baseline to get the champ itself for the summon rushes. So let me ask you on that, PJ, how do you feel on that whole dynamic between new players coming in and getting the fusion for 10 sacreds and you having to basically grind for 2 weeks, being an emotional wreck because we may or may not get extra fragments for the fusion? And chat, same question goes to you. Go ahead.
Honestly, this might surprise you. I don't really mind it, or maybe it won't surprise you. But yeah, I don't really mind it. It seems like it's just like a cash grab to me. Like a new player is gonna have to spend to get those 10 sacreds. Like they're not just gonna come in and just do some campaign and get 10 sacreds. So it seems like for new whales, new people to come in and entice them to spend, get this cool champion for 10 sacred. I'm sure there's gonna be packs that they offer for sacreds. Because if you're a late game player, yeah, like it's more just like time and saving your resources. I don't think as a late game player, fusions are necessarily that hard. It's more just like resource intensive and making sure that you do everything you need to do that day and don't miss anything. So yeah, I don't really mind it. Get new players in. It seems like more just like a cash grab to me. Get them to spend some money, and if they like the game, they'll maybe spend more. If they don't like the game, then they got $250, and they don't really care. They just got the money and they're good to go.
Okay.
At least player side.
So I guess my main part of the question is, do you feel that because of this model, we should essentially have the fusions be nerfed and how difficult they become?
I mean, honestly, I think the last few have been a little bit easier than before. I mean, I'm always down to get easier fusions, of course. I mean, I think if I'm not mistaken, there are different difficulties of fusions depending on what like level you are, I think. Like if you're earlier game, I think they're a little bit less points than if you're like level 100. So they kind of have that. Yeah, like I think the shards is usually the biggest issue for fusions, and I think they've made it the last 2 to 3, I think they've been making it a little bit easier. This one was kind of rough with the 2x Sacreds and Champion Chase. I don't really like those, but
Yeah.
generally I think they've been a little bit easier.
Okay. Okay. I'm reading chatty, and we got Mr. Iron Roadblocks making a very valid point on this. Given that the ability to get the turtles is a limited time, and in theory, the turtles are bringing in new players, I think it's a fair to give the new players a chance to get the fusion. I agree. But again, I kind of want to, I'm not saying that they shouldn't get the fusion as a new player. I mean, granted, you've got 6.5, 7 days, it looks like, but this is going to run the same time that you get your fusion going. And I don't see on our end, as long-term players, as devoted players that have stayed, any sort of difficulty decrease. I feel like everything is still staying at the same point, especially with shards. Because if you are going with sacreds, let's just look at this event right now, right? Where let's just say you've already pulled, you need 3,000 points, right? Each one, you could essentially pull 12 sacreds if you don't have any Brahma fusions or anything like that, and only get 10 fragments, not get any other legendary or anything like that. That's kind of one of the things that really irks me. Snack, what about you?
I don't really mind, to be honest, as well, because it doesn't hurt me, right? Like if they get it for 5 sacreds or a new player code or whatever, it doesn't affect me personally. If I have to grind for the fusion, so be it, I guess. I can do it with free-to-play resources, basically, right? So I don't really mind. And what you said about sacreds, though, yeah, like if you use sacred shards for a champ chase, that's on you. You should use something else if you want to do it smart, right? And keep the sacred shards for a summer rush. So I don't really agree on that argument. But yeah. Also, what the person said earlier in the chat, that new players come into the game because of the Ninja Turtles collab, and then they can't get the fusion somehow. Kind of misses the point then. And then maybe those players get frustrated or whatever. But let's be real, how many new players are going to say, "Oh, I'm going to buy 10 sacreds now and get this fusion"? I don't think it's a lot.
So what you're telling me is I should not use 44 sacreds on a 2x sacreds during a fusion like I just did yesterday.
It's definitely not the most efficient way, no.
Okay, all right, fair point. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind for the next one. Gessel, what about you, man? What do you think? Is it fair or unfair that the new players coming in are able to purchase the fusion with basically less resources and less, oh shit, did I miss this fusion? Did I miss this fragment type of situation?
Yeah. Well, here's how I look at it. I came in during the Rotos fusion, and I had no idea what the heck a fusion was. And I know what Rotos was. I don't know how good Rotos was gonna be, right? And like the last thing on my mind when I'm playing this game, I'm just trying to figure it out. So if like a true new player is coming into this game, I would expect them to pretty much probably be on that same level. Maybe, there's like veteran gotcha players that might be able to come in and kind of figure out a little more quickly. But and it's, whatever, it's 5 years ago, right? But I think if I were to come in and see that I could get this champ by pulling, 10 of these shards, that makes a little bit more sense. Obviously, I'm then gonna look into how do I get these shards so I can pull the turtle, right? Because I probably came in because it's Ninja Turtles. And then you're right, they probably go and buy the shards because you're not getting 10. I don't know how quickly you can get 10, but probably not getting 10 in a week or 2 weeks, whatever that is.
Fun fact, you can actually, on a level that ends with 7, so 37, 47, 57, you can buy the sacreds for $15 a piece.
Oh, snap.
True.
That's not bad.
Yep. So yeah, depending on where you are,
A
and how
couple
much you grind.
levels.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. So I guess I think the ease of it for a brand new player to get a good champ, it makes a little more sense than like a new player jumping in and being able to figure out an entire fusion. So I think to like kind of like ease people into it a little bit. Yeah, obviously it's not like a fusion, but maybe it is. You go on hunt out, the one from campaign and the one from whatever, a couple of the other objectives. Like you start hunting them out, like maybe it gets you into doing that kind of fusion-y type thing. I don't know. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. I actually kind of like it. Fair or unfair. Like I said, I would have loved to have had this option when Rotos was there, right? Like I was spending all day back then, so I would have gotten in a heartbeat. So I don't know. I like it. I like it. I can see where it's not fair. I would say it's something not fair. But I think it's a good thing for new players. I definitely think it's a good thing for new players.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I mean, more for me, I feel like fusions over time have become much more difficult, much more, oh shit, did I mess this? Because honestly, it happened to me today. I'm looking at my fusion and I'm like, I'm sitting at 45 and I'm like, did I get the dungeon dive was completed or not? And I'm sitting here and I'm like, shit, there's no way to figure out, did I do it? Did I not do it? Did I miss it? And I'm sitting here and I'm DMing and texting people at like 8 o'clock in the morning, like, hey, how many fragments are you sitting on without the, without the arena, without the dragon one? Like how many, and like, yeah, luckily I'm where I'm supposed to be. I still got 5 more fragments to fill out, but I just feel like fusions have gotten to that point, and to be able to honestly sell them for $250 or whatever it might be as an early game player, I think there definitely needs to be a little bit of a switch. But I would say, I think Watcher of Realms really has a great style on doing fusions because they don't give you enough to get 1 champion. There's enough for the event to get 2 champs, and then you can empower if you want to go for all of them. So I think like Plarium might want to kind of look into that type of model. Yeah, we complain that its fusions take too long, but I think for our mentality and for our mental health, to be quite honest, and the health of the gameplay, if the fusion had a few more events in it and it ran 3 weeks, I'd be okay with that. And I don't know, chat, would you guys be okay with the fusion having a few more events in and, running over a 3-course week? Or at least give me some damn tracker that I know that I've completed all these events so I can keep track of the fusion, right?
I like the tracker.
Can I hop in on there real quick?
Yep.
No, yeah, I think that's a great idea. I think honestly, they don't even need to add more events if they could just increase the amount of points we get like per thing. I think
so,
like you.
So I'm gonna give you an example here. One of my clanmates lost on the Titus fusion because he had real life, he had shit to do, and he couldn't play the game for 3 days, so he wasn't able to get the Titus fusion. Which we all know Titus right now is, if you don't have if you're not writing a Titus key for your Chimera or your Hydra team, you're pretty much at a loss. But if he had an extra couple of events over those few weeks, he would have been able to get them.
No, I got you, but I'm saying like they should be giving you 150 available points of and then you only need 100.
Right, but
the event's already available. Like this boost up, like everything that was 5 now was worth 10. Everything that was worth 10 is now worth 15 or 20. Just raise the amount of points each event.
you could still run into the same problem where if you miss 1 or 2 or maybe 3 events because of real life, you still lose that fusion. Now, if you stretch it out and
Not
give them that
necessarily.
extra week, I think, you know, it gives you a little more time to kind of not be as worried about it.
I don't think you would miss. You would still get the fusion if there was 150 available and you missed a couple events, and it would be like you still have 110 and 120 left.
It depends on the events that you miss, but yeah, you know, they
Depends
could
on what
definitely
events you
go-
miss for the event you're talking about too.
That's true. That's true. But I think either way, I mean, you could go where it's more per like they used to, where you could get like first place. But even at that, it kind of locks you out, and I don't know if that would be the best idea to bring back. But it definitely is something that should be addressed, I feel, right? Let's give a big shout out to Mr. Luke Skywalker, who just pulled himself a Taras. Big shout out to him. Congratulations,
congrats.
there.
That's huge.
Apparently it looks like a progressive chance for Taras and Marichka actually really works. I don't want them because I've already got a +2 Taras. So I'll pass on that, but congratulations, sir. All right. So with the new collab, we have April O'Neil here, who brings in a new debuff, which is Nullify. Now, I honestly have done zero looking into this because I wanted to discuss it with you guys here live. So Nullify. Champions under Nullify debuff cannot have their skills activated, participated in ally attacks, be granted an extra skill turn or an instant turn, have their skills cooldowns decrease, have their shield value increased, and have their destroyed max HP restored, have their HP swapped and by allies or by themselves, evade enemy effects or skills, have their turn meter equalized or HP balanced. I mean, this thing does so much shit. I have not tested it. I will be doing some testing on an account that has Polder. But what are we thinking here? Like, is Nullify going to be the, debuff to have in like arena type of situation? Let's go to first of all, let's give DeCurse a big shout out in chat, guys. Thank you for the raid. Appreciate you very much, brother. PJ, Nullify, what are we thinking, man? Is it good, bad? Are we looking to it for live arena?
It's a lot. It looks pretty cool. Yeah, a lot of those things are in live arena and arena, like extra turn, instant turn, like Shuzen is everywhere. So being able to put this on their debuffs under cannot. So you put this on their damage dealer, so then they couldn't get the instant turn. Is that how that works? You put this on the Shuzen, so the Shuzen can't do it. So you put it on the damage dealer.
No, the damage dealer.
Right.
But
yeah.
I mean, so it can be blocked by block debuffs. It can be blocked by stone skin. So on a go first team, it won't really make a lot of sense, though, right?
Yeah, that definitely hurts it. I mean, that's the issue with like everything nowadays. A lot, like every debuff, unless it's bombs or HP burn, stone skin is gonna block it. It's a cool idea. Like the evading, they're adding more evade champions, which is super annoying. So having that is kind of nice. Yeah. Loki, I know people just Loki is evade. Those one person Lokis takes like 30 seconds because he just keeps evading. The turn meter equalization, HP burn or HP balance, some of that's been adding more into the game as well, which is really annoying effects. So I mean it's a cool debuff, but you do make a great point. With stone skin and stuff, it's gonna be kind of hard to actually get onto the champion you wanted to.
Right. And I do want to make sure, chat, remember, just because we can put that buff up, that debuff up, that doesn't mean that they can't put that debuff on us on a boss, right? So imagine now getting a boss like Amius that puts Nullify on. You got to make sure that you have a cleanse for it, and if it's protected, it's an oh shit type of situation. Snackbox, what are we thinking, man?
It's definitely a lot of text. That's for
It's just there's
sure.
so
But
much, and it's like I'm confused by halfway already from reading this what it actually does,
yeah,
and I've lost. Like it just basically means like I'm shutting down my opponent, locked out type of situation. I
yeah,
feel.
yeah. So, like already has been said, it's like with stone skin, it makes it so hard to make use of it. And I don't know how to. I don't know how I would implement it, and I don't think it's I don't think it's countering a lot, right? Like it's you will still face some serious issues with like a sick front or something
Right.
similar. If he counterattacks, he will put the nullify on you, I think, right? He transfers debuffs with his A1 or I don't know. So yeah, it looks kind of crazy, but I don't think it is as good as it seems. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess we would need some time and see like people using it, and then have some proper testing, and then see if it's actually good or not.
Right. I agree there. I think it just if it ignored Stone Skin, if it ignored block debuffs, if it went through it, I think that'd be a good way to say, okay, maybe she can come in and I could use her. But it just doesn't feel like it does so much. But in the same hand, if you go second, it does nothing. Gusto, what are you thinking?
Yeah, like you guys have said, it seems like difficult to land, but if it lands, it will obviously be pretty debilitating. But then you could just be cleansed. So,
Right.
uh, yeah, it's interesting. It could certainly be one of those things that like turns the tide in a fight. But it's probably going to take a couple turns to get there, right? You got
Right.
to kind of get all the debuffs off, and then hope they don't have block debuffs.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be it'll be interesting. Let's see, it's on her A2. So she has a chance of stealing all buffs from the target. Also has a 75% chance of stealing 100% of the turn meter. Then places the nullify. So she is has a chance of stripping. Granted, that's 50-50 on the stone
Stone
skin, but at
Skin.
least you do get a chance to land it. Uh, so I don't know. It kind of works in her kit, but it's still stone skin. That's the big one, I think.
Right. Right. So I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. Maybe we will need it for some dungeon bosses and stuff like that. But as of right now, I wonder though, does it there's no Hydra head that would take an or there is one Hydra head that takes an extra turn, and I wonder if Nullify, which is what the head of suffering, yeah, that does take the extra turn. So I wonder if that would instantly cancel that out, which would be interesting. We'll have to test that out and take a look. But then that might just break Hydra, and I wonder if Plarium actually even tested that, guys. I wonder if Plarium even tested that.
We are the
it-
testers.
We know the answer to that.
Everybody's like, no, they didn't. All right. And last but not least, we're getting the fusion and the excuse me. We're getting the fusion and a free champ. And we're all going for this fusion, but I think he seems good on paper. But I really think that the one that we're all gonna want to go for is Leonardo. Leonardo is one that is one of first of his kind, right? He is basically a faction unity champion for the collaboration. And he did do, it looks pretty strong. And I guess because of the passive, there was Zero that made a good point that maybe because of this passive, they didn't want to put them all in the same faction because then that would just destroy faction wars. But let's take a quick peek here at Leonardo and see, because we are according to some of the information that has been dropped out, should be getting him as a guaranteed with his soul. So let's take a peek here. Attacks one enemy 2 times. When counterattacking, will repeat this attack against a random enemy. Will ignore 3% of the target's defense for each buff on this champion. Stacks up to 15%. We get 3 books in for some damage. The A2 books down to a 3-turn cooldown, places a 60% increased defense on all allies for 2 turns, and a 50% ally protection buff on all allies for 2 turns, except for this champion. Also places an unkillable and a counterattack buff on this champion for 2 turns. Again, books down to a 3-turn, pretty strong. Then the holy shit, this does so much, A3. Attacks all enemies. The damage inflicted by this skill increases by 5% for each buff on all allies and enemies. Damn, that is going to be strong. Removes all buffs from all enemies, and if this attack kills an enemy, this attack cannot be resisted. Damage is based off of defense. Now, if we got 1 turtle with him, we'll ignore 15% of the target's defense per each one of the turtles. Does not count this champion, unfortunately. The second part of the passive is increases this champion's damage dealt by this skill in proportion to this champion's missing HP. And then if you got 3 turtles on this, we activates the skill whenever an ally's HP drops below 50%, occurs once per skill. If there are multiple champions, only one will have it. And it goes down to a 3-turn cooldown with some extra damage. And then the passive places a stone skin buff on the champion for 1 turn each time this champion's HP drops below 50%. And then will counterattack whenever one of the other turtles are on the team. Okay, so this guy does so much. What are our thoughts? I mean, I will definitely say he is one of the best ones, or the best one currently going on. And it saddens me to say that I'm gonna have to go for him during his event. PJ, what are you thinking?
He looks like a beast. I haven't really seen too much videos of him. I've heard people say that he hits really hard. Yeah, I like the synergy he has with the unkillable with the A2, and then him, if he has lower HP, he does more damage. I like that. The A3, I think, really benefits off of having buffs. The one thing I did see was, I think Scratch did a video. He tested it with buffs and then tried it with just a Venus and him, and he did way less damage without the buffs. So that it's kind of like a Taurus, where the buffs are super important for the damage multipliers. But yeah, his passive is insane. Arnon is super annoying in arena right now with his passive, so it's kind of similar to that. He puts Stone Skin on him, and Arnon uses like a skill. This is a little bit different. He'll counterattack if there's a turtle on the team, so it's a little less reliable to get that counterattack off, but still, if you have it, that's really good. Even just the Stone Skin itself is really good. Gives himself increased defense, so he self-buffs. It would be cool if there's like an extra turn in there. Might have been a little too strong, but yeah, I think he's amazing.
Okay. Snackbox, what about you? What do you think, man?
Yeah, I think he's absolutely the best turtle, in my opinion. Like, he's void affinity, right? No weak hits, defense based, so already, tankier than an attack champion. Oh, that's sexy.
GG.
Yeah. You don't get Taras, but you get Leonardo. So congrats there, sir.
Who's that?
That is You Pick Me. We Plays Games. He
Congrats.
got it. Congrats, sir. That's huge.
Yeah, that's gonna save you a lot of sacred shards or whatever the event's gonna be. Yeah, so a lot of survivability, right? Which is what you want in today's daily live arena grind, definitely on your Nuka. So yeah, great champion. I'm definitely gonna go for him. Doesn't matter what it costs. I'm gonna go all out.
He's like American Express. I'm just letting you know right now. Just if the transaction comes through for Plarium LLC Global, it's approved. Don't worry about it. It happened. You don't need to send me the your account might be fraud or have some fraud on it after the 20th transaction. I'm approving it right now. Here's my proof.
You've done that too much. You seem too experienced with that.
All I gotta say is Chris event 350k champ trading points to come in second. Gessel, what about you, man?
Yeah, this guy looks awesome. I haven't seen any videos, but from what I've discussed with other people, he seems to be the best, as Snackbox said. And I think the kit-wise, he looks the best. Defense, damage dealer, has protections, unkillable. Yeah, like all really, really solid stuff for Live Arena. I'm excited to give him a test in there. Yeah, hopefully it's not too bad, I guess, because I've been throwing Sigurs around like they're candy lately, man, and I don't have any more, so I'm a little worried.
Well,
but I'll figure a way. I'll figure a way to get them.
Does the wife need to have prior authorization or no?
Nah.
Okay.
Just dive right in, brother. We're going swimming.
Then you're good. So one of the things that was passed around was this little information. Now, what I can and cannot say about this is, these were projected events that were going to come in. It was leaked. Plarium will not confirm whether this is still going to happen or not. I do feel like there's probably going to be some changes, but at the same time, they've already got too much invested in this, so I feel like they're probably going to stick around. And I'm not gonna say who sent this to me, but big shout out to that person. I don't want to put them on the spot in case somebody's watching. I'd rather take all the heat myself, So what makes me feel like these events are really going to be realistic? Is the name of the events, right? We got Hothead Deck of Fate event. We got Ace the Reporter Titan Path, and then Sword Master Path event. I mean, somebody from Plarium comes up with these names. We know it. We know it. But let's take a look at these events and let's see, do you still think a Plarium will go for it? And, how bad do you think this is going to be? So the Sword Master Path event going from October 7th to October 10th, complete and collect hero coins and blaze your way through branching paths to unlock Leonardo and his 5-star soul. Now, I will say for me, because these are limited time champions, I am not going to worry about the soul. I am going in for the champions themselves, and I will pull the soul down the line. Mostly because I want that gotta catch them all type of situation, right? That may not be the case for everybody. You may want to get that perfect 5-star soul. But as for myself, I feel like this seems pretty realistic, right? And if this was to happen, I would basically go for the champion itself and wait on the soul. PJ, do you think that this event is going to be realistic or not? And, would you go for the soul and the champion itself or just the soul?
Yeah, I think this looks really realistic. It's actually starting on my birthday, October 7th, so I guess that's pretty cool. Happy birthday to me, Polarium.
That Polarium, you can't change it now. It's PJ's birthday. Can't change it now.
Keep it. Gotta keep it. I wish they would have come out and said that this was real and that they were planning to keep this because it's limited time. I think they need to be more upfront and not kind of play with our emotions. I don't like how they're like, oh yeah, we might change stuff. Like, I think they should have just been like, yeah, this is how it's gonna be. Just save for what you want. If you're gonna get them all, you're gonna probably have to spend. If you're free to play, then you can save your resources and just get this exact or like the one that you want, or maybe two if you've been saving for a long time. But I wish that this was been like on purpose, and they showed this to us for a reason. I don't like how it was like kind of leaked and they're like, oh well, maybe not, maybe yes. But generally, I think it looks good. I think it should be true, and I hope that it is true. And hopefully, going forward, that they'll be more upfront and tell us what events are going to be happening and let us pick and choose what we want. I know that goes against their FOMO policy, but it's just better for the health of the game, I think.
I think it goes against their stockholder policy to
True.
be able
Money-making
to,
policy.
you know, it's not the FOMO policy, it's a stockholder policy. But yeah, no, I mean, here's what was kind of coming to my mind when I first saw this is that the last event, the Chaos Awaken events, they made everything but that mythical accessible through some sort of event. And I feel like they're going to go down that path, whether they're going to say, hey, if you're a saver and you miss out on getting it on the shards, then we'll give you another chance down the line to get it, which again makes me feel like you did this before, you could do it again, and I feel like you will do it again. But don't blame me if they don't do it again, guys. It's not my fault.
Also, sorry, one other thing to answer your question about the soul. Yeah, I think you're 100% correct. Just go, unless you're a big spender, just go for the champion and worry about the soul down the line. You can pull them from a soul stone or buy them from the market. I think you're correct. Get the champion first and worry about the soul later.
Right. Chat, to you guys, would you go both for the champion itself and the soul, or would you just pick the champion and then kind of wait for the soul coming down the line? Snackbox.
Yeah, so what worries me about this is where is Shredder, right? Yeah, is it going to be a champ chase tournament where you're gonna have to place first to get him?
Guaranteed.
You know,
Guaranteed. It's not going to be a champ training. It might be a soul chase or a champ chase. One of those two.
Yeah, so that's a little bit like that's the one thing that worries me because I would really love to collect them all, right? But seems like Shredder is gonna be the one that's hard to get, right? So yeah, but in general, I think this looks pretty legit, right? And
Yeah.
they have done this previously with the champion and the soul in the path, a deck, a guaranteed deck, a Titan event. Yeah, I can definitely see this happening.
Okay.
Have you guys seen the reward you get for getting all of the event champions?
Yes, you're gonna get yourself
A mythical relic.
No.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, you get one of the mythical relics.
No.
Yes.
What we were told is
no. There's more to the. There's more.
What?
Yeah, you get the not the Terminator one, the other one where there's no weak hit or where you weak hit.
Oh, that's bullshit. They literally gave us this and they said, yeah, this is what you get for collecting them all. You get
pretty sure
the
there's
avatars.
more.
Oh, that's
I heard you get a relic too. Yeah.
okay. If
It's not-
anybody out
obviously
there,
not there.
if anybody out there has a screenshot of whatever that is, please send it to me. I would love to see a little more on that. What else they're gonna
Awesome.
give? Gestel, what about you, man? What are you thinking? Is this going to be a realistic event? And are you going for the 5-star soul and the champ itself, or just the champ?
Yeah, I guess it all makes sense. I just like what the heck's going on in September? Like we've got stuff going on in August and a whole bunch going on in October. What are we doing in September? Like
So September,
seems-
we're gonna be going through the Nether Fusion, right? Because then you'll see we've got the Titan's Path coming up in October, so we'll have another fusion, and then we'll have
yeah, but unrelated to this, I guess.
well, don't forget, you still have to get the soul for the fusion,
I suppose.
right? And then usually you have that little bit of a breakdown period to kind of go through in between. But yeah, I figure September, it's spend your Amex, spend your MasterCard September. That's pretty much what we're looking at.
I've heard people think that there's going to be a Master Splinter fusion then, because it is kind of weird to have a random fusion during a TMNT event.
That is true. That could be. That
Bro,
could
this
be
one out
something.
there. Could Splinter be a mythical? Does he have like a second form in any
They just make him a
anything?
giant mutant rat or something.
Well, he could be like old man Splinter and like
A young
Ninja
man.
Splitter or
Yeah.
something. Doesn't he kind of Yoda style it once in a while?
That could be it. That'd be kind of cool. But
Throwing it
that's
out there, but I don't know.
That's an interesting thought too. As September we might get. Although to be quite honest, by the time this fusion's over, right? What are we looking at? If at the current rate, this fusion is going to be over on the 2nd of September. So
That's what I mean. We got like a whole month.
yeah, I mean, maybe Master Splinter Fusion could be coming in. Interesting. So okay, so you're thinking this event is definitely realistic, and you are going for the champion, not the soul.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna tell you I'm not going for the soul. We'll see what it's all about. But I will 100% get the champion. That's for sure. A
Okay.
5-star soul, man. Like souls are just, I feel like are so impossible, and unless you gotta, I gotta put a mortgage out. I'll probably go for it.
Luke Skywalker says limited time mythical. No thanks. That's true. So I don't think he makes a
Good
valid
point.
point there. I don't
Yeah,
think
Caruso
that's gonna
wasn't
be
limited.
Yeah, I think it's so.
Right.
So big shout out to that. All right, Hothead Deck of Fate event, right, from October 16th to the 13th to the 16th, or Flake coins, to get the fragments, 100 fragments for Raphael. I mean, this, I will say, the raid community is very smart, very charismatic, but to come up with names like the Hothead Deck of Fate event, I don't think we have enough patience to deal with that. So again, one of the reasons that makes me feel it's true. And honestly, Deck of Fate events are much easier, to be quite honest, even with the Path event, because you're able to purchase the coins. And depending on what your playstyle is, that might actually be the easier way to go. I mean, I did it for the Packmaster's dog, Throat Ripper, to get his soul and that, and it was actually much better for me. That said, PJ, what are you thinking? Real, not real? Are you going for it?
Yeah, I think these all look pretty real. Honestly, these look way more real than the like the leaks that came out to be real. The like bash a bad guy in the head one time, or like the kit for the fusion, or not the kit, but like the description is like crazy. I did not think that was real at all. Like use Mikey's razor sharp claws, laying important debuffs. Like that I thought looked way more fake than this. So if that was real, then yeah, this is looking really real. I'm gonna I mean, depending on how much resources I'm gonna try to get everything. I think I've been saving a bunch of resources. I have a bunch of shards. Them being limited, he's probably one of the weaker ones, I would say. Who's that? That's Raph.
Hey.
Yeah,
I think he's.
I think he's considered like one of the weak. He's good. All right. Well,
I don't know if he is. I thought his kid looked good.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna try to get all of them.
Okay. Snackbox, real, not real, and will you be going for him?
I think it's real. Like all of it seems pretty realistic, and maybe not the dates. I don't know. Like that could maybe change. I can see that maybe that they move that around a little bit or something. I don't know, but I would definitely go for all the turtles if I can, if I'm able to. And I've been saving up a lot of soul stones, energy. I'm a little bit low on shards, though. That might be a problem. So yeah, but I'm definitely gonna go for all these turtles and try to collect them all. But like I said, like the one that I'm worried about is Shredder, right? Like not getting him.
You can't be any lower on shards than me.
Yeah. To be honest, my shard count looks pretty similar. Actually, I got a few sacred shards now from Clan Boss, so that was a little bit.
Don't tell people
lucky.
that, because everybody's already up in the air about Clan Boss not giving them enough sacreds.
Yeah, that's been a thing since 2009. Like since the game got released, that's been a thing since then. Yeah, but I want to touch on something. Like when I did the video on the leaks, and PJ already mentioned it, that it looked kind of fake. The turtles, right? The pictures of the turtles, and a lot of people been saying, this is fake, this is AI, whatever. Like I had so many comments saying this, it almost got me worried, like, holy shit, is this maybe really fake? Am I, showing something that is not real? But in the end, it got me thinking about it, that what if something is real and like a lot of people are thinking it's fake, right? But it's, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it goes both ways. So what's the whole AI thing is I don't know, getting a little bit off topic here, but you know what I'm trying to say?
No, I get it. I get it. I feel like, maybe we feel like, oh, because in this community so many leaks happen and everybody's like, oh, it is happening. It is happening. There is definitely a lot of things that will be coming out that, I guess we don't call it propaganda, but just misinformation coming out there that makes us feel like, oh yeah, this is gonna happen. And that's why when I released the video for this, I said this is pure speculation, but I wanted people to understand that this could very well happen because of the format that it's presented fits the Teleria motif. But yeah, I think you're totally right. Because of AI, there's so many things now that we could think that are real that are definitely not, right? So,
And the other way around. You could
exactly.
think it's AI, but it's real.
Exactly, exactly. Gessel, what about you, man? Hothead Decavet.
Yeah, I mean, Raphael's a hothead, right? It wasn't that kind of his persona, so that kind of
Yep.
makes sense. I guess the timing, and they did say that the dates were open to change, but it seems like it's a whole lot clumped together, right? Like you got the Titan event, the Deck of Fate, and the Path, like all right on top of each other. Seems a little
Right.
awkward.
Um,
So maybe that gets spread out a bit. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But it's yeah, it seems legit. It certainly seems like they're planning on doing all these types of events, and especially for exclusive champs. They've been pretty good about giving you at least one realistic opportunity for getting it. Obviously, you have to save up for it in some respect or spend, but at least you have a chance. Like with the Monster Hunter one, right? Like you pretty much had a shot, except for maybe what, Archer Girl. But even then, they gave you
Archer
a shot
Girl
at
was
Archer Girl.
the champ training.
Yeah, yeah.
Which,
So that's not really. I guess that's not really viable. But
well, I
I
will
don't know.
tell you,
Whatever. If this is the case, mine is Shredder, right? It'd be nice to have the ability to get all five,
right?
not just by sheer randomness.
Oh, I think
Uh,
Roblox here just hit on a big thing. I think we're gonna start seeing a spike in Prism events. Uh
oh yeah, that
I
too.
think
Yeah.
I think we're gonna start seeing a spike in Prism events over the next couple of months, boys and girls. Which, to be quite honest, hey, the last Prism event awarded me with one of my most wanted, Mr. Teox. I finally
Oh,
got
congrats,
him
brother.
on
GGs.
That's
like,
awesome.
it was like 4 polls. I was like, let's go. It was 2 a.m. in the morning and I'm sitting on my phone and I'm maybe like midnight, closer like that. Everybody in the house was sleeping and I'm playing and I'm like, all right, let's go. We'll snag a pack. And I got him and I was in Discord with King. I'm like, bro, I'm crying because I'm so happy that I pulled him. And then, I got Being Useless who's sending me screenshots of his 2 Teox souls that are just sitting in the portal. And I was like, bro, can you share? And he's like, go screw yourself. Which is valid, right? All right, so the last one that we're looking at right now is the Ace the Reporter Titan Path event, which again kind of fills in that gap after and towards the end of the collaboration. From October 6th to the 23rd, we'll be able to get milestones for April O'Neil, some relics and skill tomes. Now, they've never, the only way, the way that they did this last one was with, I believe, Torment, if I'm not mistaken, right? At the end of the thing, you got Torment. And that was the only champion that they've done a Titan Path event for. Unless you guys remember of anything else, I don't think there
Sir
was.
Nick?
Oh, that's right.
Nick.
Sir Nick was one too. You're right. Okay. So yeah, definitely seems realistic that they're going to do it at that time. Will I go for it? Absolutely. And I can tell you that by the time that this event is over, my account is going to be completely drained and my MX might just be maxed. PJ, what about you?
Yeah, it's interesting that it's overlapping with the Path event, at least what it is right now. That's starting the 6th, the Path event starting the 7th. So I
Well,
could
this is
definitely
October.
Yeah, and so was the other one, October
Oh,
7th.
yeah. You're right. Sorry.
No, you're good. What, you're saying something more?
No, go ahead. Sorry. My
Yeah,
bad.
so they're overlapping a little bit, which is interesting. I definitely could see Polarium changing some of the dates or maybe flipping what's on what, but I could definitely see them having a guaranteed for all of these, which I think is the most important part. It might not be this exact format or these exact dates, but I think the general idea is there. Titan Path is cool, get some extra rewards as well. Looks like you're getting some relic materials, skill tomes. They're usually pretty long, so save your resources for that. They're almost like another mini fusion or like a fusion itself, so be careful of that. But yeah, it looks pretty good. April O'Neil finish it off. The event. It's just Shredder's the one that's going to be the big mystery. Are we gonna get him guaranteed? Is it gonna be from just prisms and opening shards? Is it gonna be a champion chase, champion training? Like, yeah, it would have been nice if they would have given every like a guarantee for all of them, not just these.
Something you just said there, and I hadn't really, I'd been looking at each one of these events separately, and it hadn't really clicked that the April O'Neil event was the longer one, and then these were going to be in between. So I feel like, yeah, this is definitely going to happen, and for you to go for the April O'Neil event, you're going to go through these decks and through these path events and get yourself those points. So I feel like, yeah, I definitely think that this is going to be happening. Snackbox?
Yeah, now that you said it, it definitely makes sense. To force people kind of to participate in those deck events and path events or whatever. Now, can you go to the summoning portal? Because I'm curious if we can actually, like, what champions we can summon out of those, out of the Ninja Turtle collab. Yeah, on the
There's
information.
2 right now.
So
just 2?
April and Raphael, I think.
At the bottom, you can see like can summon Michelangelo,
April, Leo, and
Donatello.
Raph.
Michelangelo, Donatello, and Shredder can be summoned from any shard. So you can't.
No, they cannot be.
Cannot be.
Those are.
You cannot be. So you cannot summon these. Interesting.
So April, Leo, and Raphael can be summoned.
So
that's pretty interesting. Yeah. So Shredder, I don't know, man. I have a weird feeling about the whole Shredder thing.
Wait. The following champions cannot be summoned. How the is that going to happen if we're supposed to collect all of these guys and we can't summon the Shredder yet? Like,
yeah, so it's going to be like there's going to be specific events for him. Prism pools, right? Maybe prism pools, champ chase, tournament, placing first on a leaderboard, progressive events, something like that.
Dakar says Supreme Club members only get a chance at the Shredder. Holy shit. I didn't even see that. Wow. Okay. Gestel, what about you, man?
What's the original question?
The Ace the Reporter event. Are we thinking?
Oh, the Ace one, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking. Shredder got me thrown off.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I think this one, in terms of time frame, makes the most sense. End of the event, right? It even says, take on the longest event of the crossover. 6th to 23rd. I think it ends like right at the beginning of November, right? So I feel like that all kind of lines up. This one to me seems like the most set in stone of them.
Yeah.
But very welcomed, man, because I really want to get her. I think she's like kind of almost like a Queen of Hearts. So she's one I'm definitely looking at that I'd really like to get. So hopefully it's true.
So we can't put Michelangelo because he's from. I wonder if they're going to release that and change it after the fusion and the chase is over for us. Although that's kind of a interesting view right there, because I really don't get why we couldn't pull them. So if you miss out on the fusion for Michelangelo, you can't get him, right? That's, yeah, Michelangelo. If you miss out on the fusion, you can't pull him. That's kind of shitty. That's
No, he's
kinda
not the
shitty.
fusion. He's the login.
The login, sorry. Donatello's the fusion, right? My bad.
Yeah.
Oh, so oh wow, so there's really no other way of getting him.
They
Yeah,
might
so
change it down the line. I don't
that's-
know.
that's kind of shitty.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like that. Chat, where do you guys stand with that? You can't, if you miss out on the fusion, you can't pull him. Not that, again, I think he's a crazy all. We'll do a deep dive into these guys all next week after we've seen a little more playtesting and stuff around him. But damn. PJ, what do you think, man? Like, good, bad? Like, if
I don't think
miss
this is the
5
first time
fragments,
they've
you're
done that. Yeah, I think they might change it after the fusion's done. They might put him back in the summoning pool. It might just be for the fusion, like specifically. But they've definitely done this in the past. This isn't the first time they've done this.
So this is,
But they leave it in forever, then that's not good. Like you have to do the fusion or not. I think they might take it off after the fusion's done.
yeah. I mean, that's, chat is saying that they might leave it in for prisms, but interesting. Snackbox, man, you called that right out. What are your thoughts? Can't pull the fusion if you miss it.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. I mean, I think it's so people don't pull him early and then just, are able to skip all the other events. And, obviously the collab probably cost them a lot of money, so they have to make some back, right? So I can totally see it from a business perspective why they did it. But yeah, it's like the shredder one. That's the one that throws me off a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
That is weird.
Yeah,
It makes me
so-
feel like we're definitely gonna have some sort of guarantee for him then, because honestly, I mean, he seems like a pain in the ass in the event dungeon, but doesn't seem like a crazy thing to gate us behind not acquiring it. So that would be interesting. Gessel, what about you? Can't pull the fusion?
Yeah, I guess they don't want you to have I guess they don't want you to have dupes. I don't know. Because they don't
Well, no, because on
empower each other.
the Monster Hunter event, like you could
Yeah.
use you
Have
could pull
dupes.
dupes, because I got 2 Electrions.
Yeah.
But yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm
But could
just
he pull
trying
it with
to
the fusion?
I did not pull the fusion because the fusion was Blade Master.
Right, we're talking because this is the fusion. You could pull a dupe of Donnie.
That's
Or sorry, you
true.
could pull a dupe of Leo or not
Leo.
Donnie, Leo.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other two. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's that exactly. So that doesn't make sense. I don't know. It's interesting. It is interesting. I don't know. I don't understand it. Why can't you pull these guys?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I can't give you a good reason.
Right. Little
I can't
Duck
give
is
you a good
right.
reason.
Zenogre was the fusion and Rathalos was the free login. So yeah, I don't know, man.
Zenogre is up there too. Or I guess they're all up there now.
Well, yeah, they're all up there
We
now
didn't see
because
it
you
back
can't
then.
do that. But
Yeah.
it's gonna be very interesting to see if that changes or not. Are we only allowed to get 1 copy of it? I hope not. For anybody, actually, I do hope. that you
Well,
only
the
get
other
1 copy of it.
interesting thing in the Leonardo A3, it mentions all 4 of them, right?
Yeah.
It says excluding this champ, but it mentions all 4, so it's almost like you could have 2 Leos and that would count as 1.
Mm.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, have you guys
Um,
seen it? It's crazy. You guys have any extra shoes ends laying around?
Wow. Wow, look at all these
Uh,
empowerments. Kantra, I got no problem. I'll give some up of her. Richtoff, definitely. Shuzen, I don't know what the fuck you're thinking about, Plarium.
yeah, I can
Dracos.
finally feed my dupe Shuzans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me get that out.
Oh
Donnie.
dang! I have a +4 to Draco.
Donnie, I could give a couple of Donnies up for a couple of Dracos up for that. Rihos. Nah, I think Riho's too strong to unless I got a +4 already, but damn.
I heard Shredder's not that good.
No, again, he looks pretty badass in the dungeon. Kind of a pain in the ass with the evade mechanic, but it doesn't seem like he's going to be, like a Odin type of level or a Queen of Hearts type of level of champion. At least to me. Well, we still have seen. I have not yet seen
new.
a lot of. Yeah, I have not yet seen a lot of showcase videos for them. So purposely because I want to kind of get my own assessment of them until I do the showcases. But yeah. All right, guys, we have had a wonderful 2 hours today. We have talked about a lot of things, free gear removal, champions. Next week, I'm looking to break down the skill kits and see how much we really want to go for a lot of these champions, because some people may not want to go for these. Some people may want to go for these. Some of them may actually be useful for your account, depending on where you are. But with that in mind, PJ, where can people come and find you?
MXPJE on Twitch and YouTube. I stream pretty much every single weekday, 2 times a day, as much as possible. Come say what's up.
Awesome. Snackbox, where can people come and find you?
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel, Snackbox RSL. Try to keep up my daily uploads, and yeah, feel free to stop by and say hello.
If you guys aren't following Snackbox, you make sure you go there for all the leaks, everything. That's I honestly right now he's part of my homepage on my YouTube thing. Gessel, what about you?
Yeah, Gessel Gaming on Twitch and on YouTube's gonna have to kind of taking a break from the YouTube's. Been working on some other stuff that I'll be bringing up later, hopefully in a couple of weeks. But the YouTube's will be coming back online here in a couple of weeks, and obviously Twitch every Sunday through Friday, 2 to 7 p.m. Pacific. Would love to see you there.
Awesome. PJ, what you got for a shout out for me, bro?
All right, shout out. We're going to be giving a shout out to the Curse One. He rated into the stream earlier, so he got a shout out. We're gonna give him another shout out. He's an awesome dude. He shows me lots of love and support in my stream. He's a really good guy. Plays the Racer Legend. So if you guys want to show him some love and support, that'd be awesome. Tell him what's up.
Awesome. Gessel, what you got for a shout out for me, bro?
I'm gonna shout out my man Grim Reaper. I haven't seen him on recently. See him on right now, so good to see him streaming again. Big fan of the Grim Reaper. Go over there, give him a follow.
Awesome. And Snackbox, what you got for a shout out for me, bro?
I want to shout out Buggy Games, very knowledgeable player, endgame player, and yeah, he has a lot of great content. So go ahead and check him out.
Awesome. And I'm gonna shout out Mr. Snackbox over here for hitting it out of the park this week. And honestly, he bailed my ass out today because I had Zero that couldn't make it. I had a couple of other people that were usuals like Ken and Copium, and I DM'd him and I was like, yo, can you make it today? He's like, hell yeah, let's go. So big shout out to you, sir. Thank you for making the time to come on here and chat with us. So guys, please make sure you're following all of these guys on their YouTubes and Twitch. We are going to raid out to Mr. Pogo Pinktie. So when we get over there, make sure you guys wish him a happy birthday. I know he had some things going on this week with some health things. So, wish him well wishes. Hopefully, I think everything looks okay right now. I know he's taking some time off of work, but I hope to see you all again next week, next Sunday, 2 p.m. EST, with the rest of the Knights of Teleria. As always, guys, much love, much appreciation. Be safe, be well, be good to each other.